more than 40 million people there are now dealing with the shocking reality of war. In scenes reminiscent of World War II, people are sleeping in subways while the Russian army continues its large-scale attack, a fundamental challenge to the international rule of law. Before dawn, people were woken by air raid sirens. Missiles hit multiple cities as Russian forces began to mount attacks by air, land and sea. Tens of thousands of civilians piled onto trains and into cars to flee, with warnings that the invasion could prompt a humanitarian crisis. So far, at least 57 people have been killed as a result of the invasion and more than 160 others injured. That toll will rise in coming days. Many families have been separated. Those at the Polish border are anxiously waiting for their loved ones.
We have apartment and all us family, it's not still stable, and we have hope people be, everything be okay.
And so Russian troops entered Ukraine from most directions with a feared so-called pincer move unfolding. Hundreds of attacks have been taking place, with the worst in the capital Kyiv, but also in the south in Kherson and in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, just over 20 kilometres away from the eastern border with Russia. Blasts could also be heard in Mariupol in the south. And Ukraine says it's no longer in control of the Chernobyl site, the site of the world's largest nuclear disaster. These pictures of Chernobyl have just come in the last few hours. And internationally, Ukrainian supporters have taken to the streets in protest, and world leaders have promised a swift retaliation, with the United States, European Union and other allies pledging tougher sanctions. But with Vladimir Putin undeterred by previous punishments, there are fears about Russia's next move. The United Nations says it's not too late to end the conflict.
The use of force by one country against another is the repudiation of the principles that every country has committed to uphold. And this applies to the present military offensives. It is wrong, it is against the Charter, it is unacceptable, but it is not irreversible. I repeat my appeal from last night to President Putin: stop the military operation, bring the troops back to Russia. We know the toll of war. With death rising, we are seeing images of fear, anguish and terror in every corner of Ukraine. People, everyday innocent people, always pay the highest price.